Here, she just goes full Shinji and sees a tree.
Hey there, Toonami faithful, and welcome back aboard Toonami Absolution, where we talk about the shows that made us us and the shows that made you you. Once again, we are your hosts. My name is Alex.
I'm Sam.
And I'm John Escaflowne, or Escaflowne the movie, or if you read certain promotional materials, Escaflowne the girl in Gaea. Made its debut June 24th, 2000. Adult Swim had this on midnight, September 10th, 2005, though it had run on Adult Swim demand for a short period, which was
Yeah.
Adult Swim's early streaming thing.
Nice.
I
So,
don't have
John,
any more about that point because there's basically no evidence of it left.
yeah, sounds right. It's almost like DC Universe, the streaming app that gave us Titans.
Yeah.
Um,
Did give us time.
John, this one was you. So,
Uh,
Escaflowne.
so we mentioned it a few times the last couple of weeks, but the DVDs you would kind of end up with in the bad old days, which kind of everyone had. Escaflowne, this film, I swear everyone I knew who liked anime ended up with a copy of this somehow. Even if they didn't like mecha anime, even if they'd never heard of the TV show, you kind of just got it. This was a staple on those late night anime tapes by order commercials as well. So it's hard to watch parts of this now without thinking of like a voiceover being like, "This isn't Disney, this is Japanime." Because this
Yeah,
was in all of them. Because this was dubbed by Ocean in 2002, and then Funimation redubbed it in 2016.
I have to be very honest with both of you. This was my first Escaflowne adventure. And I have
me
watched
too.
many an anime thing, but this is the first time I've ever watched Escaflowne, and I did not know it was mecha anime until just now.
That's
Yeah, no,
probably
this is my first venture into the wide world of Escaflowne. I keep wanting to put the F somewhere else.
you can get green for that.
Yeah. So it's Fluscaphone. This is this kind of plugged one of the many anime gaps of knowledge in my brain.
Well, bad news. You haven't really dived into Escaflowne at all. This film is kind of odd in that it's meant to be a retelling of the show The Vision of Escaflowne, but it's kind of not at all. It's
Bummer.
very different from the TV show. So let's sort of go into this a little bit. I have a lot for this, by the way, because there's just a lot of just random stuff. So the creator Shoji Kawamori basically said when they got a chance to do the movie, they were very confused because if you've ever seen The Vision of Escaflowne, small spoilers, the ending of that show is very concrete. Everything has been wrapped up. There is no more material. So like we either do a companion film or we do a retelling. So they went, fine, we'll do a retelling. Now, the director, Kazuki Akane, did the TV show, and his thing was like 80% of the fans of the Escaflowne TV show are girls. Girls love it. So, I'm going to make the movie dark and violent to appeal to boys who have never seen the Vision of Escaflowne. So, because of that, you get like a lot of weird changes. Like, for instance, our main character, Hitomi, in this film, she is a depressive. She's trying to kill herself at the start of the film.
Hmm.
Vision of Escaflowne, Hitomi isn't. She's happy and very immature. Same with Von, our male lead. He's angry, but he's not like a mopey guy, and he's not. This Von is hilariously violent compared to his show counterpart. Like this Von is like anyone gets near me, I'll kill him. Where like Von in the show is kind of pacifistic and tries to avoid killing. It's
Oh,
and
okay.
like how we pick up things as well. Like the Gaea we see here has this very heavy Asian design, the steampunk thing. Gaea in the TV show is European fantasy. It's a whole
So,
different.
huh.
And
So
then
this is
here's the
completely different.
even funnier thing is we meet our two mechs. We meet Escaflowne and Acides. We never name Acides. That's the other one. We portray them as these rare, unfound old weapons we can't control. No, in the Escaflowne show, it's like Gundam. There are hundreds of them. There are like minor, like they have like Zaku type versions as well. Like they're just everywhere, and they're just normal mechs. They're not like these blood draining weapons.
Uh,
So it
okay.
turns
So, So I
Turns
did not
out,
get the true Escaflowne experience, is what you're telling me.
You
turns out,
got
Sam, we don't know anything about Escaflowne even now.
yeah. There's so many just weird changes. Like for instance, like the guy we see here, the villain here, isn't even the villain in the show. He's like
Hmm.
one of the minor villains because they removed the Zyvac Empire and Empire Emperor Don. How do I say it? Dornkirk is how I say it. I believe it might be Dunkirk. But like he's the main antagonist. We don't see him at all in this. He's not even here. He's not mentioned. Um, like we don't even mention Atlantis, which is a major part of the original Escaflowne. Have you wondered why Hitomi's crystal isn't explained? It's because it links to Hitomi's mother and Atlantis.
Uh-huh.
My personal favorite part of this whole thing is Delandu, our little blonde psychopath, who, talking of characters you would see horrible art of him doing things to fruit and vegetables. Oof, that boy. He has his whole background where, to sort of avoid giving the spoiler, he's brainwashed and crazy for the entire show. Here, he's
Hmm.
not brainwashed, he's just crazy. But
That's that, yeah.
they keep something really weird. They keep him rubbing his cheek repeatedly. Because in the show, he has a scar there, and that's kind of a foreshadow to what happened to him. Here, they've removed the scar, but had him do the cheek rubbing all the time. So it makes him
Keep
look
the
crazy and slightly OCD.
Yeah. Keep the tick, but lose the motivation.
Yeah,
It's so interesting. Like, I understand the idea of changing up a tone, but it sounds to me like this is just a completely it's a different story entirely that it feels a little fan fictiony in that way. It's like everybody's out of character, we're in a completely different setting. The points don't matter and the rules are made up. Like that's the energy that I'm getting from this information.
yeah. It's a totally different story with a totally different ending and a totally different everything. But the problem is, there's a lot of stuff you won't get unless you've seen the TV show.
I did
Yeah.
feel lost in a lot of places in this movie. I'm not gonna lie. I did feel like there was homework I needed to do.
So, like, an example I quite like is if you when they go to the pub and they focus on the two dancers, that's Nari and Eria, who are major parts of Folken's army in the original show. They play the role our new Sora, the fortune teller he has, is a new character. They play her role in the show. So why they're in a bar, who the hell knows? And like when Hitomi has her little vision quest, she goes to a tree. That tree is a major part of Von's backstory in the show, but not here. Here, she just goes full Shinji and sees a tree. Yeah, you would have no way of knowing what's going on in that scene unless you know that that tree is important to Von. But is it important to Von here? We don't know.
You know, not to make comparisons, but to make a comparison really quick, like because we did Evangelion, and the Evangelion movies do rely on a little bit of background information, obviously, but it in a way those movies are made to appeal to people with the background information. From what you're telling me, and from what I could tell from watching it myself, this was meant to appeal to a new audience. This was supposed to bring people into the fold, and it's not giving you the information you need and it's changing everything up. So I'm confused about the how the marketing strategy is working here.
The marketing strategy is you put Hitomi on post and say, Escaflowne, buy the figures.
Yeah.
It's the whole thing is a bizarre, weird mess. Nice animation though. You can take
Oh,
that.
it's gorgeous. That opening sword fight on the airship, fantastic. The
So
the duels and everything. I was like, yeah, this is like. Did Sunrise do the TV show as well?
Was Sunrise did TV show, but they didn't do this film.
Oh,
but it had sunrise in the opening credits.
Yeah, but Bones did most of the film.
well, Bones
Oh, that
Bones can
answers some
rock that shit.
questions.
Yeah.
So you'll note a lot of the fight scenes were Bones specifically used them as talent showcases. So a few of their big up and comers did the fight scenes like as solo pieces.
No, they're great.
They're
The
fantastic.
action's fantastic. Yeah, it's
Uh, Like the first, I will say though, there is something about so I never interacted with Escaflowne directly until this moment, but a child of the early 2000s internet, and I do know that there was a lot of Escaflowne doujinshi out there, and there was a lot of fan content. So I recognize the look of a lot of these characters and that extremely waifish clamp style like doujinshi of like the early 2000s and late 90s. But I was kind of shocked to see, like, oh no, that wasn't really much of an exaggeration. These characters are designed like that.
Escaflowne has a weird point in history now because it's also like such a big part of the Super Robot Wars games are all the mechs as well. So it's like a lot of people know of Escaflowne, but very few people have watched Escaflowne.
Yeah, it's probably the name. It's probably the name. The am I out of pocket in saying that this is like evil Ghibli?
Yeah, no, I'm with you. It is kind of like we have the sort of dragon technology ruining the Industrial Revolution within its consequences.
Yeah. It's a little more intense. It's got some Princess Mononoke flourishes. It predates Howl's Moving Castle, but has some of those flourishes too, mainly because it has a hero with wings and who's a handsome boy that likes to just kill and hump.
It's got a little Nausicaa in it too. Like it's got a little Nausicaa energy to like the designs of things. Like now that I know that it's Studio Bones, I'm recontextualizing everything I was thinking about these animation scenes. I was like, damn, this is a different look for Sunrise.
Yeah, so there's kind of a very steampunky in this film. We get the whole moving caravan the guys work, which is dragged by bulls but also has engines, which makes you wonder if it's just because they really hate bulls. Like, the
We'll never
bulls are for
know.
the aesthetic. They show off how many
Yeah.
bulls we have. It's big. There's big sort of steam airships and all sorts of fun things.
Yeah.
And the villain has a castle that apparently will collapse if he dies, which I'm not entirely sure how you get that installed, but I want that in my next apartment.
You know what other fun thing that we have here that's very familiar? Scott McNeil. Picked him out immediately.
Yeah, so across the Funimation and Ocean dubs, we get all of our friends. Scott McNeil plays Joycia, the lion guy. He's Chuck Huber in Funimation. Drummond is playing Allen, who is the blonde warrior type you see in the group. Again, major character in the Vision of Escaflowne, not in this.
Mm.
Sunny Straight plays him in Funimation.
That's fun. That's interesting.
So
Yeah,
that's a switch.
everyone you know is here.
I know the old man had to have been like Krillin's voice actor from the Ocean dub because I picked that voice out really quick. I'm like, oh no, he can voice act.
Mm.
Just Krillin, he can't do.
It was crazy. He was like, I genuinely was kind of upset hearing him being like, oh no, he's actually really good. Why can he not make Krillin work? And it was like, oh, okay, I guess the character's just not written well for him.
Yeah.
Kind of funny. I slightly prefer the Ocean dub for this film, which is partially nostalgia, but I think Funimation goes out of their way to make everyone in Gaea sound more fantasy-y, but it ends up sounding like a bad Ren fair. Like everyone, like more fancy, as in say more lines. So everyone's like, "Oh, they must go forth." It's like, okay, you could just say go over there. It's fine.
So it's
Well,
like the Funimation dub of Black Butler.
Kind of.
listen, the Funimation dub of Black Butler is so weird, and every time I go back to Black Butler, I'm like, okay, do you all remember that we have more Black Butler in this the year of our Lord 2026, right? Like I'm still shocked that we were able to get more Black Butler at all in this climate.
Black Butler will never die.
That is the whole point of Black Butler.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
One hell of a butler, anyway,
He's like Jeeves, but badass.
but sexy. Anyway,
I mean, Jeeves is pretty sexy, depending on what book you're reading.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, As I was saying, the thing with the Funimation dub is they've learned the word bastard is acceptable and will now use it all the time as their swear, and it becomes quite glaring. It's very annoying. Everything's you bastard. It's like, okay, yeah, guys, we get it. It's the naughty word you can use. Please stop.
Yeah.
am I crazy? Because again, I never watched Vision of Escaflowne, and this is my first interaction. Am I crazy for feeling like there's you could compare this to Fushigi Yugi in certain ways, or am I crazy for seeing that comparison? Or
You can see it.
it's weird. Like I don't know. There was just something about it that just gave me that like, weird Fushigi Yugi energy to it, and I think maybe because it's like semi isekai. I don't know.
It's definitely there's isekai elements, sure, or at least
Well,
with its core, with our you know protagonist. For me, watching this as someone with no Escaflowne background, I would just kind of sit there and like call out characters that I thought looked like other characters. So I would be like, he's got wings, he's Howl. That looks like a Sephiroth. That looks like a, just kind of like, Seven Deadly Sins, just sitting there.
One thing I do like is it is an isekai, especially the series. It does a lot more with like Hitomi adapting to this new world is a bigger part, which it bugs me in All Hell in Modern Isekai is Isekai, where it's like, oh, I'm on this new world. Okay, everything's fine. Like her culture shock is a big part. Here they go back to like, oh, it's fine.
It's a movie. We don't have that much time, you know. We gotta squeeze it in so that we can add the cool fight scenes. It does feel like a Linkin Park music video again. I do like that.
This
Yeah,
was
next time I watch this, I have to set it to Linkin Park or like Breaking Benjamin or something.
That's a new version of Pink Floyd to Wizard of Oz. Though technically, this isn't an isekai. It's just normal travel. According to the director, Anime Expert confirmed that the moon with the eye on, which is only in the movie, Gaea represents the Earth itself in the far future, and the moon in the sky may be our moon with the eye shape, comprised of remnants of bases from a past long ago. What we see is the mystic moon may be a past Earth whose image is projected in the sky without really being there anymore. So, not another world, just went on a long trip.
You maniacs, you blew it up.
God damn you.
Get the feeling he doesn't actually know what the plot of this film is either. The Anime Expo 30,000 panel Kazuki Kane did was great because he kind of seems to be making things up as he goes along. But there is one moment where he seems genuinely honest, which is asked, why did he keep Dylandu alive? Because Dylandu dies in the Vision of Escaflowne. He basically goes, I just like him too much to kill him.
Oh,
nice.
I like that. That's kind of fun.
Gotta keep your blonde psycho alive.
As our resident Escaflowne expert, what do you think is the superior version of this story?
The TV show, just because it's longer and you get more time in this world. For me, I'm not sure how I go with people on this. I think other people might disagree with me, but losing all the Atlantis stuff, I've been skirting around saying it in depth in case we ever do it, but losing all of that lore does undermine this world somewhat. Like, also, because I think saying some of Escaflowne's lore out loud will sound really stupid, but it makes sense in context. It's another thing, it makes sense in context. On paper, it comes across as a bit weird, but like stuff like losing Dylandu's whole backstory makes him just a very weird character. Folken not getting to redeem himself, like Folken going from this like sort of well-intentioned extremist to I'm going to kill the world. Is it because you've been betrayed? No, I just feel like it. And
that's one does.
Yeah, losing all the Dragon Clan stuff, like, because why the Escaflownes work on blood, that's totally redone. The whole Dragon Clan thing, that's movie exclusive.
Oh.
Technically, it's because Von is draconic, which is a link to Atlantis again. Like, it's so funny, by removing Atlantis, you remove this kind of load-bearing part of the entire storyline.
That is really interesting, because we're all long-time anime watchers here, and to an extent, sometimes as an adult, like having been watching anime for as long as I have, I take for granted that I can jump into a series or a movie and kind of get the beats. But this, I will admit, this humbled me a little bit as a seasoned anime watcher, where it's like, okay, I don't know what references I'm supposed to like. Now I can point out a JoJo reference. I know when we're making a JoJo reference. I know when we're referencing other things. Escaflowne is kind of a 401 class in an interesting way, and I appreciate that.
Actually curious, what point did you two both lose the plot? I'm curious of how early that would be for someone who has no idea of this series.
It's probably when Hitomi and Not Howl reach their initial destination, right around the halfway point, and then you've got the floating Foundation spaceships attacking the coastal town with the shock troopers, and I'm just kind of like, I think I should care about this. Like, I think I'm meant to care about this.
Yeah, I would say I lost the plot about halfway through, because I did, because again, I thought it was like an isekai with some sci-fi stuff, and that was really cool. And then yeah, right about the time we get to what it feels like it's supposed to be this big dramatic scene, and I'm just like, okay, I have very little idea of what is going on here. I feel, in a way, I do kind of feel like Hitome, where it's like I don't have the context here, and no one has told me anything, so I gotta like work my way backwards to figure it out.
Yeah, I think, for me overall, this was an enjoyable film to watch. The animation, fantastic. The action scenes, it really does kind of make me think of stuff, some of the really marquee, like, anime stuff. But I like, and of course, steampunk always makes everything better. Um, but yeah, I mean, it was like I wasn't in this one for the plot. I'll say that.
Yeah, like the aesthetics are fantastic. I think this is a fantastic looking film. I do think I enjoyed myself. I feel like I would have enjoyed it more had I watched Vision of Escaflowne. Like I feel like I'm a little left out of the party, but I think that that's normal most of the time for these tie-in anime films. Like it's very hard to throw somebody into History of Trunks without them seeing other parts of Dragon Ball. It's hard to throw somebody into like the third My Hero Academia movie without watching X-Men, you know. But I'm kind of curious, John, if you know this, like how popular was Vision of Escaflowne, and how well did this movie do here? How well did it do? Like I'm curious about the
Apparently,
media.
Vision of Escaflowne didn't do that well in Japan, but did quite well when it was imported. It's
Mm.
very hard to tell if it was a case of it actually did bad or it was a case of it did bad with girls. And as we all know, networks generally don't like things that do well with girls because traditionally girls buy less model kits. And remember, the big merch of Escaflowne was the Bandai model kit, like Gundam before it. But this film did pretty well. It got pushed around a lot. It made a good amount of money. The fandom hated it. But what are you going to do? I mean, everyone said it's too edgy. Which, if you watch it next to the original Escaflowne, it's really edgy.
Yeah.
Really edgy and try hard. But it did very well. That's why it became sort of such a common tape to find around the place. Ocean pushed it pretty heavily. That they used it as kind of their banner title for many years. Probably because all the mech shots look really, really nice.
They do. Those are some good looking mechs.
Like the shot of Escaflowne crumpling the city as it's walking up to get flamethrowered was in all of the adverts for years. Good luck getting to that point because you've got to understand what the hell's going on, but it was a nice shot.
It's gorgeous. It
Yeah, it
is a
looks
gorgeous.
good.
It just looks good, and I do have a soft spot in my heart for that like '90s anime aesthetic. In a lot, like I love the way the characters are designed. I love their big clamp eyes. I love how their legs go for miles. Like I enjoy that. I think that sometimes we're a little too squished these days.
Talking of 90s anime, 80s, 90s anime, we have to mention Merle, who is a cat girl, but an old school cat girl, e.g., more cat than girl, which
No
is
change
amazing.
cat here.
You can tell what year anime was released by how where their cat girls sit on the cat girl spectrum.
Yeah, are you closer to Asia Clan or are you further out?
Talking of this, one of my favourite weird little factoids about this compared to the show, Merle is wearing more clothes in this movie because we see she's wearing underwear, which she does not wear in the main series.
Mhm.
She doesn't have genitalia, so it's fine. Except Vaughn wears less clothes in this. So the one aimed at the boys, we've then got to get Vaughn's top off as much as possible.
Mm.
What do boys like? Topless heroes and pants cats with pants.
Listen, I've watched shonen anime. If the shirt's not popped off, the fight doesn't count. I know how it works. Once Hiei loses the shirt, we're good in Yu Yu Hakusho.
It's so funny how Vaughn is just wear a shirt for half of this. There's a few bits where he's just like downtime. He's not wearing a shirt. It's like Vaughn, come on, man. I know the war's going badly.
I do love his like Twinkie triple X holic look.
Oh dear. Another thing I should probably bear in mind with this film is that you may think that Hitomi's backstory is kind of skipped over a little bit at the start. That's because you haven't listened to the drama CD, which came out before the movie and explains the whole track Hitomi complaining about the track team thing, and it explains the new Black Dragon Clan look. There's a fun one as well. So really, not understanding this film is your own fault. If you're not going to find the dramas, God, I hate when anime do that.
Yeah,
Clearly,
man. It's
clearly,
been a
if you
while
haven't
since I've been gaslit by a movie. I'll say that.
clearly if you haven't watched the second stage show, we're going to have problems.
Yeah.
It's great because apparently I've not got that audio CD. It's very hard to find, but apparently it explains basically all of the flashback stuff with Hitomi really nicely. Like, cool. That would be really nice to include in your fucking film.
There's
Yeah,
got to be a
man.
transcription somewhere out
Not
there.
there is, but it's not good. I
Oh.
don't. Based on the rest of the website, I don't believe it.
Yeah.
That old Geosites website from 1998 that's just like, I have the translation, and it's just the most blunt force trauma translation you've ever seen in your entire life.
Lots of pictures of Merle eating melons. You're like, I don't think you have a degree.
I need to find I need to see if there was ever an Escaflowne like Gaiden video game that fills in.
I did mean to look into that. That's one of my notes. Is literally was like, well, the fight is like, did they make this into a game that isn't Super Robot Wars? I should find that game.
I will let you know.
I will put $5 now on it being on the Sega Saturn. It feels like something that would be on the Sega Saturn.
It does. It does feel
Sorry.
like a Sega Saturn, kind of like 5 people ever bought it.
And I'm one of them.
This comes up a lot in the Super Robot Wars series, which is why probably where most.
There is one game. There is one game released for the original PlayStation.
Well, next time you go back to Japan, you know what you're looking for.
And if you unaltered, it's an altered plot line for the game too. Great. And characters that aren't in the. Okay, all right. And if you got the limited edition version, it came with not only a collector's book but 26 tarot cards. So you didn't even get a full deck of tarot cards. Of course.
Oh,
not.
is that where the fucking tarot cards come from?
Yes, sure.
Sorry, there is a deck of Escaflowne, and you see them around, and I've never been able to find where they fucking come from because I want them.
I gotta throw this out here. Why does every goddamn franchise get a deck of fucking tarot cards? It feels like everybody gets a tarot card deck. Cult of the Lamb, no offense to you, Cult of the Lamb, I do want this deck of tarot cards, is putting out a deck of tarot cards soon. Like, what is going on with that?
Because we've got to get the children into the occult.
Yeah. One of my favorites is 007 First Light, the collectibles that you can pick up in that game. Tarot cards.
I'm just waiting for my Detective Conan themed Ouija board.
Oh, that'd be great.
Get on that.
If anyone has to talk to a lot of dead people, it's Detective Conan.
Actually, I said it out loud and it sounded dumb, but now I'm like, damn, I kind of want a Detective Conan themed Ouija board.
There's an official Barbie Ouija board. Remember, Hasbro own the copyright to the word Ouija board. They will send you a cease and desist.
The Luigi board.
Yes.
So that means you can contact Midge from beyond the toy grave.
Yeah, you can. I do have my cease and desist from Hasbro around here somewhere for the use of the word Ouija board.
You have to bleep that. Censor that on YouTube.
Yes, we mean spirit board, as in the American Civil War tradition.
Wega board.
Before we sort of head off, I do have something I'm going to bring up. There's a really fun fan theory for this film, which is worryingly believable. That Hitomi is not the wing goddess. Sora, Folken's assistant, is. And if you listen to what she says, it actually makes sense. Because she never answers questions about Hitomi directly. All the answers she gives to the wing goddess, like Folken will ask her if the wing goddess is present in Hiroshima. She says yes. When they're there, he asks, is she in this world? Yes. So she's also here. When he asks her if Hitomi is close, she doesn't know. And at the very end, you see that Escaflowne specifically fades into her.
Interesting.
And it's her song that pulls Hitomi in, and her song seems to have more control over Escaflowne than Hitomi does.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like that.
It makes sense.
It does. I'm just like this. Like I said, I'm not in it for the story.
I do feel maybe that's where I got my Fushigi Yugi wires crossed, where it's like, oh, this is the Suzaku priestess and this is the dragon priestess.
I do love her for her little thing of like I'll let you go. Okay, but I'm gonna stay here and watch you die. I love how she just delivers on. I'm here to watch your death. no good films on in this world, so it's this or the football.
Man, and my team got knocked out of the World Cup.
Bloody Argentina.
Mm.
Anyway, but yeah, so what are our final thoughts?
It was as far as um the movies we've covered, this is one of the more visually kinetic ones. I've really appreciated the animation and character designs, but particularly the action. Yeah, it had me interested to a degree in Escaflowne, despite not knowing what the hell was going on. But if it's completely different than the show, then it's like maybe let's just stick with the memories.
I'm in a weird place with this film because it's lovely animated, really nice, and I really enjoy it. And I really like Escaflowne as a whole. It's just in this weird position where I don't know if it knows what it wants to even be. Like, because it's certainly not a way to experience Escaflowne's story. Because it's not really a Gaiden, it's not really an alt universe. Because there is no real divergence point. Like, some stuff is canon, some stuff is not. We're never entirely sure who is who. Like, I don't know what the aim of this film is. Like, I think if you like Escaflowne, another thing, if you like Escaflowne, you'll like this. But I also, you might not, because Folken is a totally different character in this. Yvonne and Hitomi are so different and moody in that, like, it's not the Hitomi you know. But at the same time, I can't say, well, if you didn't like Escaflowne, check out this totally different take on it. Because if you don't know who half these characters are, you're fucked. you, like, you'll be like, oh, well, who's this Delandu dude? Why has he got a friend who has a weird symbol on his head? Well, you've got to watch the show. If I watch the show, I know more. No, you'll know something. This, I would say, give this a shot. If you can find it now, it's not on streaming anymore apparently, but if you can find the DVD cheap, it's an all right night. It's a visually impressive, fun time. It's just in this weird position where it's nothing and everything. I don't know. I wouldn't recommend this to a friend in general because it's so weird continuity. Even if I love Escaflowne, I get why it happened though, because there is no way to make an Escaflowne film. The show is too long. The ending of the show is too solid. Unless you want to make like Merle's Grand Adventure where she rides a cart and eats burgers across the land, there really isn't anything to do here. So I guess that means, yeah, this is 2000s anime where someone said make a film, and we all had to make a film, regardless of the artistry. So yeah, my final answer is maybe.
I I feel for my final thought, I know in my heart of hearts that the most banger AMV was made using this and Get Down with the Sickness. Uh I know it in my heart of hearts that there is a something that starts out with ooh, wah, ah, ah, and then you get into Vaughn with the sword. Like I know it in my heart. Yeah, it's beautiful. This was made to be clipped for AMVs. I think that the Studio Bones animators who got their clip for their demo reel really just did a banger job. I have to admit this actually did make me wanna figure out what I was missing. I may go and watch Escaflowne now, to know that there's a different story that makes more sense. Um, but yeah, it's not. I'm not gonna say this is bad because it doesn't feel bad. It just feels like there's a party that I got invited to, but by the time I walked in, all like half the decorations were changed out and 30% of the party was in a different costume. Like I saw it on Instagram and then it got very different. So I kind of want to know more about this party. So for me, it sparked my curiosity. But I don't know if, unless you are the kind of person who gets obsessed with new information like I do, it's a hard one to recommend because I don't know enough to recommend it. But that does mean that we have pulled into our final destination. That's right, it is time for us to disembark from Toonami Absolution. We want to thank you once again in joining us and talking about the shows that made us us and the shows that made you you. We have been your hosts. My name is Alyx.
I'm Sam.
And I'm John.
And we'll see you next time. Bang.